There is some bad news in WWE's future if this is coming to pass. Specifically on the Smackdown side of things. WWE CEO Nick Khan is open to the idea of utilizing an extra hour for Smackdown. Now, this goes without saying that this is catastrophically a bad idea, but I'm going to also highlight the good points, right? So let's talk about it. It is no secret that since WWE Raw has gone on to 3 hours, the show just has not been the same as the way it was when it used to be 9 to 11. The 2-hour runtime is perfect. It just smooths in, it works, it glides right in and out of transition, which is why, in my opinion, statistically, SmackDown has been better since 2016 because of it. Not only this, but the fact that they just have the rolling of the segments, like I had mentioned earlier, the flow of the show, the way everything just kind of goes hand in hand. And if Raw was to go back to 2 hours, the argument could be made that Raw might surpass SmackDown in terms of overall quality. But with that being said, there's a huge upside to this as well. WWE can earn huge monetary compensation for adding an additional hour of watch time to one of their most famous products of the week on SmackDown. In an article, WWE is in talks with networks for the next set of media right deals for Raw and SmackDown ahead of those contracts with USA Network and Fox expiring next year. WWE is out of its exclusive negotiations window with NBCU and Fox, allowing them to remain in talks and speak with other networks. And as previously reported, WWE CEO Nick Khan recently spoke highly of Amazon and stated that the company is open to moving SmackDown to a different night should they switch networks. While speaking at the JP Morgan Global TMT teleconference on Tuesday, Khan spoke about a wide range of WWE topics, including the company being open to a third hour of Friday Night SmackDown. WWE added a third hour to Monday Night Raw in 2012 after getting more money from the USA Network, and has kept it despite the span criticism that it waters down the product and makes the show too long, which is exactly what I was talking about. It just feels like the show is too repetitive, there's too much filler, there's way more commercials, and the fact that they have to add all this filler into it, the only upside to this is that we would get more superstars having a better showcase. We would see people that don't get a lot of TV time and things like that, but at the end of the day, they don't usually utilize those people anyway, so it's like the third hour is pointless. Khan stated that WWE is currently in talks with international cities about 2024 dates as the promotion looks to do more shows outside of the United States. Regarding the growth of women in WWE, Khan stated he expects more females to join the company before pointing out that they get paid as well as the men wrestlers. And while we are on the subject of the third hour, WWE is discussing ideas for a third hour of Raw rather than make it more adult-ish. Now, there have been rumors in the past amidst this stating that they would try to do a more TV-14 style rating for the third hour. These rumors have been going on for the better part of a year. I would argue since Triple H took over creative, these ideas have been floating around like a madhouse. Oh, well, maybe they'll do more TV-14 ratings. Oh, did you hear? There's a massive possibility that Raw could show blood again and all this extra stuff. But let's be real here, ladies and gentlemen. I genuinely think that it is entirely up to the network whether they want to do this or not. So it would be interesting to see if this actually comes to forthcoming and it happens. Since 2012, when WWE got paid a significant amount of money to add a third hour of broadcast every Monday night on Raw, fans have criticized the length of the show and how it is too long. Triple H has spoken in the past, most notably on Steve Austin's podcast years ago, about it being more difficult to book a 3-hour show every week instead of a 1 or 2 hour program. Fans hoped to see the end of the third hour of Raw go away for over a decade. But every time WWE has its media rights for Raw come up, the USA Network, who originally pushed for the extra hour, has kept the hour in place. Most weeks, WWE doesn't save the biggest match or segment for the main event, but rather the top of the hour, as the second hour is usually the peak hour of the show in the ratings. Over the years, WWE has tried various things to try and boost the third hour, including an edgier product and Raw Underground. While speaking with the JP Morgan Global TNT teleconference on Tuesday, the CEO Nick Khan noted that they don't expect Raw to go away from the 3-hour format, but are in discussions about what to do with it, including having more adult content. Now, if you guys weren't aware, over the weekend, New Japan Pro Wrestling hosted a Resurgence event. In said event, Mercedes MONE was having a match against Willow Nightingale to determine the inaugural New Japan Pro Wrestling Women's Strong Champion. And it looked like Mercedes MONE was looking to take the W until something happened during the match that was a bit unfortunate. Mercedes MONE suffered a broken ankle during her New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Women's match against Willow Nightingale, and in doing so lost the match, and they instead awarded the title to Willow Nightingale. I'm wishing Mercedes MONE a speedy recovery, and I know we'll see her back soon. I'm sure that put a huge hammer on things, because I'm pretty sure they had massive plans for MONE and that title. And as if that couldn't get any worse, the previous Smackdown, I believe it was last week, Liv Morgan also winded up getting an injury, and it was on the May 15th edition, where WWE had to essentially cancel a planned women's tag team match because of Liv Morgan's injury. And on May 12th was when the original injury occurred to not just Liv Morgan, but to Dakota Kai as well. And Dakota Kai was actually trying to save Liv Morgan from a specific spot, and in doing so injured herself and tore her ACL. She is going to be out probably for the remainder of the year. We may not see Dakota Kai until January of next year at the earliest, maybe the Royal Rumble. And now it's being reported that Liv Morgan's injury may require surgery as well, and that Dakota Kai's might be worse. So I'm genuinely hoping that she will be okay. The Wrestling Observer Brian Alvarez was the one that stated, quote, "Liv Morgan has what is believed to be a shoulder injury that may need surgery," end quote. If that is the case, man, I wish her a speedy recovery. Again, all three of these ladies, I'm a big fan of all of them, and I genuinely hope that they are okay. That was all the stories we have for you today, ladies and gentlemen. If you went on to enjoy, drop a like, comment, subscribe. I'm trying to hit 707 subscribers by the end of 2024. Thank you for watching. Peace.